Tonight's deep dive, we're focusing on ICE enforcement in Minneapolis and one family's experience that's getting national attention.
We have some serious news right now. ICE tear gassed a vehicle that included a 6-month-old baby, causing the baby to be sent to the hospital in Minneapolis, Minnesota. According to the New York Times, Sean and Destiny Jackson, parents to 6 children, were driving in Minneapolis, Minnesota when a tear gas canister shot by ICE agents exploded underneath their vehicle.
And I was screaming to my oldest son, Sean, I'm like, get out, get out. Like, I can't, Mom, and I can't breathe. I was giving him mouth to mouth, and I remember stopping and I said, I will give you all my breath till you get yours back, because...
You got to be fucking kidding me. So you know that couple out of Minneapolis that said their baby, their 6-month-old baby, almost died because ICE agents tear gassed their vehicle, that they were just trying to get home? Guess what? That was a straight lie.
So a Minneapolis family raised about $200,000 claiming that ICE tear gassed their baby while they were innocently driving home from a basketball game. Tragic story, obviously, right? National news coverage, CBS, everybody. Except there's videos of both parents at the protest 45 minutes before they even called 911. And the mom, she's a convicted felon from a murder case that happened during a robbery. Apparently, it was her idea. So we have a lot to talk about. We have some receipts. Let's get into it. Before we dive in, I want to give props to Crime Watch Minneapolis on X. They did all the heavy lifting on this investigation. They're the ones who found the video evidence, dug through the court records, and tracked down the timeline inconsistencies. I saw this on X yesterday and I said I have to talk about this. While major news outlets are just running with the sob story, Crime Watch was actually doing some real journalism, pulling receipts and checking the facts. So everything I'm gonna show you, they broke it down first. So follow them, support their work, because this is what actual investigating reporting looks like. So before we even jump into the story, I'm gonna show you the CBS story, and we're gonna watch the reaction from the husband explaining what happened. And then we'll get into what really happened.
He an innocent child. All my kids are innocent. They
didn't ask for this.
Yeah.
Can you so your kids were in the back of this car?
My kids was in the back. My wife was in the front seat. I was pulling off. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Look.
And your windows were down?
No, my windows weren't even down. That window was down.
Right.
But I was doing something. I rolled my window down. But look.
So how did the ICE agents get mace into your car?
It was the officer that was standing right here that threw it.
He threw the mace?
Yes, he threw the mace.
And
I don't know if it came from the bottom, came through the vents, but my car just filled up like it caught on fire.
And your kids?
My kids can't breathe. They're at the hospital.
Your kids are in hospital, and how old are they?
11, 7, two 4-year-olds, a 2-year-old, and a 6-month-year-old.
What do you make of ICE?
I don't like them. I don't even participate with them. Mm-hmm. And it's like, just show how they don't care.
Mm-hmm. Someone else has been shot in this
people.
neighborhood tonight.
Innocent people, innocent kids. Mm-hmm. Like, to the point, it's like it's getting unsafe.
Will your kids be okay?
I don't know. My 6-month-year-old couldn't breathe. He got rushed to the hospital by the ambulance.
That must be utterly terrifying for you.
Yes. He got rushed to the hospital by the ambulance.
Did you tell the officers what they've done?
Yeah, I was arguing with the officer to call the ambulance for 5 minutes.
He wouldn't call the ambulance for you?
No, he told me to call them back and get them on the line.
Could he see that you had your baby?
Yeah, he knew that they was in the car. He told another protester to stop talking and let him talk. Mm-hmm. He knew that they was in the car. Mm-hmm. He didn't even try to help.
You must be furious.
Yes, I'm mad as hell. Now it's going to be hell on wheels. They definitely going to have to pay for it. Mm-hmm. 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 He an innocent child. All my kids are innocent. They
didn't ask for this?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much, sir.
It's the same thing that happened. Me trying to pull off, see how they just...
We were leaving South Minneapolis from our son's basketball game at Anderson Middle School.
As the night unfolded,
we started to see, lights and stuff.
One North Minneapolis family trying to make their way home.
Like, even trying to leave, I couldn't go backwards, forward. It was like I was just stuck.
Destiny and Sean Jackson, along with their 6 kids, had just left a nearby grocery store after the game when they turned onto Lyndale. Sean says they tried to take a side street after they saw the crowds.
There's nothing we can do if it's blocked off.
Sean and Destiny say they were stuck between crowds of protesters and law enforcement. When law enforcement tried to disperse the crowd,
all we heard was boom. and every airbag deployed.
They say a flashbang went off near their car as tear gas enveloped them.
And I was screaming to my oldest son, Sean, I'm like, get out, get out. Like, I can't, Mom, and I can't breathe.
Destiny says bystanders pulled her into a home to check on her as she screamed that her 6-month-old child was still in the car.
He was just like lifeless, like he had like foam like around his mouth, and he had tears coming out his eyes. I was giving him mouth to mouth, and I remember stopping and I said, I will give you all my breath till you get yours back, because nobody wants to see their kids like that.
The family was taken to the hospital, all now okay.
Like my kids' stuff is still in the car. My son's school stuff.
A family on their way home, caught in chaos.
So you see right there, Destiny and Sean Jackson told the media this would happen on January 14th. They were leaving their son's basketball game at Anderson Middle School in South Minneapolis. It was supposed to be a peaceful family night. 6 kids in the car, ages 11, 7, 4, 2 2-year-olds, and a 6-month-old infant. According to their GoFundMe, and I'm reading this directly, they were innocent bystanders driving through what should have been a peaceful protest. They claim a tear gas canister rolled underneath their truck, lifted it off the ground, airbags deployed, doors locked themselves, and the car was filled with tear gas. Their infant stopped breathing. Destiny says that she performed CPR, gave the baby mouth to mouth. Bystanders pull her to safety. Absolutely terrifying story. That CBS News came to their house, filmed the entire segment, national coverage, and then you see the GoFundMe reaching over $200,000 in donations. One problem though, actually several problems. So let me know when you watch those 2 stories, let me know if you noticed some things that just didn't work well. But first, the basketball game at middle school started at 5 p.m. You can check the school schedule, it's all public record. The 911 call about the baby dispatched at 9:22 p.m.
Engine 4 to respond for now. On the corner of 23rd and Lindale Avenue North, we got a report of a baby that's been exposed to tear gas at 404 India. Engine 4, we got a report 626 23rd Avenue North, a baby that's been exposed to tear gas.
That's 4 hours between the game starting and the emergency. Even if the game ran long, I don't know, they had 4 or 5 overtimes. Let's say it ended at 7 p.m. That is still over 2 hours. This is not an NBA regulation game. Usually boys' games don't take that long to finish. So this is where it gets interesting. Video footage from that night, timestamped from multiple sources, shows that Destiny and Sean Jackson was at the protest, just walking around. They were chilling with other protesters. That timestamp was around 8:30 to 8:45 p.m.
On the north side, get up and get ready. Everybody get their guns out. Let's go. I'm on that. I'm on that. I'm on that. This ain't Whipple. This ain't Whipple. This ain't Whipple. This ain't no La La Land. This my hood now. Y'all in my... Oh, I thought that was somebody. They doing flashbangs on both sides. Now, white folks, y'all on the north side where black people have been feeling this for the last 400 years. Now, for 400 years, we dealt with this. And now, y'all are in our hood. And this ain't Whipple. I'm telling y'all right now, on my kids, this ain't Whipple. We finna send this bitch up to the moon, and motherfuckers is gonna die over here on my kids. No, listen. Real deaths. Real deaths. Real deaths. I'm not. See Operation
That's 45 minutes before 911 called about their baby not breathing. So where were the other 6 kids during this time, including the infant? It seems like they were in the car, unattended, at a riot. They left 6 children, the youngest being 6 months old, alone in a vehicle where they participated in a protest they knew was getting volatile. Mind you, that was a situation where Renee Good was killed by an ICE officer. Why would you have your kids in that situation where you knew that emotions were high and people were looking for blood, basically? Why would you have your kids unattended in that car? The second problem, the stories don't match up. You can see what Sean Jackson told the media in his first interview versus what they put on that GoFundMe, because the stories don't line up. The first interview says, my wife was in the front seat and he was pulling off. He claims he rolled his window down. Says the mace and tear gas came through the window.
My wife was in the front seat. I was pulling off. Yeah, look.
And And your windows were down?
No, my windows weren't even down. That window was down.
Right.
But I was doing something. I rolled my window down. But look.
So how did the ICE agents get mace into your car?
It was the officer that's standing right here that threw it.
He threw the mace?
Yes, he threw the mace. And I don't know if it came from the bottom.
The problem is the GoFundMe says the tear gas canister rolled underneath the truck and the truck lifted off the ground and airbags were deployed, doors were locked, and the car was full with gas. The news story version says a flashbang went off near the car with the airbags deployed. Destiny was pulled into a home by bystanders while screaming, "My baby was in the car."
Sean and Destiny say they were stuck between crowds of protesters and law enforcement. When law enforcement tried to disperse the crowd,
all we heard was boom, and every airbag deployed.
They say a flashbang went off near their car as tear gas enveloped them.
So hold up. If Destiny was in the front seat the whole time, like Sean said, why did the bystanders need to pull her into a house? Why was she separated from the vehicle? Unless she wasn't in the vehicle, because the video shows that she's just walking around outside among the protesters, away from the car that would have been parked somewhere. This story keeps changing depending on who's asking and when. The third problem, in the interview, Sean Jackson explicitly says, and I quote, "I don't participate with ... He's denying being a part of the protest, said that they were just trying to drive through. Except there's video of his wife at the protests. There's footage of them walking around. He told the local news that he was not participating in the protest, while there's video evidence of him participating in the protests.
What do you make of ICE?
I don't like them. I don't even participate with them. Mm-hmm. And it's like, just show how they don't care.
Mm-hmm. Someone else has been shot in this neighborhood tonight.
Innocent people, innocent kids.
When you look at the video, you see the mother walk around. They're sharing the same identical sweatshirt. So something is off right here. And the problem is, it gets even worse. Who is Destiny Jackson? Well, when you dig into who she is, public records, court documents, all available online, turns out Destiny Jackson used to be Destiny Bradshaw. In 2019, a 20-year-old Malik Smith was fatally shot during a robbery in North Minneapolis. But here's the thing, this wasn't just some robbery gone wrong. Destiny Bradshaw set him up. She catfished Malik Smith on Facebook, posing as a marijuana seller. She lured him into a location. When his car door didn't open, her accomplice, James Moore, shot him in the back. Malik Smith died. Destiny Bradshaw was charged with second-degree murder. The court documents are clear. She was intentionally aiding, advising, hiring, counseling, or conspiring with others to cause his death. She pleaded guilty to aiding and abetting in December 2020. The shooter, James Moore, got 30 years for second-degree murder. The other offender, Perkins, got 86 months for aiding an offender. So now you have a mother claiming to be a victim of police brutality who raised over $200,000 in donations, who got national sympathy for being an innocent mom, but just years ago, catfished a 20-year-old kid, sent him up to be robbed, and he was shot in the back and killed. Now she's the face of the GoFundMe campaign, painting herself as a victim. Now, obviously, I'm not saying that people can't change, but when you see red flags, you have to acknowledge them. This story has important context that the media somehow didn't mention when they were running this innocent family narrative. Now, another problem I have is just how they reacted, especially with Sean Jackson when he first realized this was happening. If my 6-month-old just stopped breathing, if I truly believed that federal agents had nearly killed my baby through negligence or aggression, I would be destroyed. I would be shaking with rage. I wouldn't be able to speak. I would be demanding arrest. I would be screaming for accountability. Sean just seems calm, measured, I don't know, almost rehearsed. He's upset. Sure, but there's something off about that delivery. It doesn't match the severity of what he's describing. And maybe I'm reading too much into it, but combined with everything else, combined with contradicting stories, the video evidence, the timeline issues, the criminal background, it feels performative. Based on the evidence, the timestamps, the video footage, the court records, the contradicting accounts, here's what likely happened. Destiny and Sean Jackson went to take their son to a basketball game. The game started at 5. At some point after, whether immediately or hours later, they decided to go to the protest happening in North Minneapolis. They brought all 6 kids with them. They parked the car, and then they left their children inside while they walked around and participated in a potentially violent protest. The situation got volatile. Federal agents deployed tear gas to disperse the crowds. One woman was shot and killed that day by the ICE officer. So at some point, either from the tear gas deployment or from the chaos, their vehicle was affected. The infant was exposed to tear gas, stopped breathing, and Destiny performed CPR. That part is probably true. The baby was probably in medical distress. I believe that happened. But instead of saying we made a terrible decision to bring our kids to a volatile situation and left them unattended, they created a narrative where they were just the innocent victims just trying to drive home. They claimed the truck lifted off the ground, airbags deployed, doors locked, made it sound like it was a scene from an action movie. And obviously with the media, they ran with it. No fact checking, no verification. CBS News sent an entire crew to film them at home, but couldn't be bothered to check the timeline or look for video evidence. Real families who are actual victims of police brutality or misconduct, their stories get questioned because of cases like this. Real protests about actual injustice, people don't believe it because people exploit it for sympathy and fundraising. Real donors who gave money thinking they were helping innocent victims of police violence, it looks like they got scammed. That $200,000 went to people who endangered their own children and then lied about it. And those 6 kids, they're the real victims. They didn't ask to be brought to a riot. They didn't ask to be left in a car during a dangerous situation. They didn't ask for their parents to use their trauma to raise money on a false narrative. If you leave your children unattended in a vehicle at a riot and those children get hurt, that's not police brutality, that is child endangerment. And then you raise $200,000 by lying about what happened? That's fraud. So as of right now, the GoFundMe is still up. It's about $173,000. That's the money that's being raised right now. The Jacksons haven't issued any statement addressing the video evidence or any of the contradictions in their story. And some of the major outlets that covered this initially haven't issued any corrections or follow-ups. The only reason that this is even being questioned is because Crime Watch and other people on X on social media did the investigation that journalists should have done from the very start. I don't know if there's going to be any legal consequences. I don't know if they're going to even be investigated for fraud or child endangerment. The system moves slow, as we all know, and cases like this sometimes just fade away. But all the information is here. It's all public. The evidence is clear. And the timeline doesn't lie. They were not innocent bystanders. They were willing participants who endangered their children and then crafted a narrative to profit from it. That's what the evidence shows. But let me know what you guys think about this. Do you believe their story? Do you think they were just innocent people just driving away? They went to a basketball game and tried to go home? Or they did more than what they're saying and they actually endangered their children? Let me know what you guys think about that in the comments below. Thank you for taking time to watch this video, and I'll see you guys in the next video.